So part of today's discussions has been revolved around how do I find the angle between two vectors, and there's probably any number of ways to do it. The way we've kind of settled on is that if I have this vector 3, 7, which is going this way, and this vector negative 6, 2, which is going this way, that I can turn this into a triangle, then use law of cosines to figure out what theta is, right? And that process wasn't bad, but it was a little bit time consuming, okay? And so there's actually a formula that we can use, and the formula is cosine theta equals u dot v. Why did I choose u and v? I should have chosen other letters. Over the magnitude of u and the magnitude of v. All right, this is a u, this is a v. Okay, now how do you find the dot product of u and v? The dot product simply says multiply these pieces, multiply these pieces, and then add them together when you're done. Always remember that dot product is a scalar number. It is not a vector. See, the addition of two vectors gives you a vector. The subtraction of two vectors gives you a vector. The dot product of two vectors gives you a single number. Okay? So the dot product of u and v, so u dot v would be negative 18 plus 14, which is negative 4. So the first piece of this formula would be cosine theta equals negative 4 over whatever the magnitude of u and the magnitude of v is. Now, how do I find the magnitude of u and the magnitude of v? Well, the magnitude of u will be equal to the square root of 3 squared plus 7 squared. Now, if you wanted to, you could convert that to a vector on a plane, turn it into a triangle, make it a right triangle, and do Pythagorean theorem. That's the formula for the magnitude of a vector. It is the component squared plus the other component squared and take the square root. So this is 9 plus 49 is 58. So this is the square root of 58. The magnitude of v then will be negative 6 squared and 2 squared. So that would be 6 squared and 2 squared. I know I said negative 6, but I hope you know it doesn't matter. That's the square root of 40. Do we agree? Now, some of you will say, oh, Dreyer, the square root of 40 is 2 square roots of 10. Yeah, congratulations, it is. Okay? It doesn't help me any, but it is. So now I got to just type that into the calculator and figure out what theta is, which is the reason why I wanted to do the whole thing on the screen to start with. Okay. So in order to type this in, we're going to do arc cosine of negative 4 divided by, excuse me, I apologize, that was rude, square root of 58 times the square root of 40. Okay. Again, this bottom part has got to be in parentheses. If not, it messes up the whole. If your stuff's not in degree mode, that messes it up even worse. 94.763. Okay. 94.763. That is the angle that it makes. All right. Now, just to finish that last thought, if you don't put this in parentheses and you just do it this way, you're going to get an error. Okay? And the reason why you get an error is it's going to do 4 divided by the square root of 58, get that answer, and then it's going to multiply that answer by the square root of 40, and that's going to go outside the negative 1 to 1 domain that you're dealing with. Does that make sense? Because the order of operations would say divide first, get that answer, and then multiply. You got to do the whole bottom piece as one spot. Okay, and that's why you need the parentheses. Okay. Any questions on that? I don't even know what the hell the answer was. $94.76. Well, theta is equal to 94.76. Okay. Any questions on that? All right.